Hi, Democrats. Today is Friday, November 18th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Life. Happy Friday. All righty, so it's Friday. What are we talking about? What should we as Democrats be working on? It's pretty simple. We need to focus on finding people that we can vote for. We have candidate filings on December 5th through 7th for a lot of local offices. So please go out to the election board and see if you have an election coming up on February 14th. The filing for that is December 5th through 7th. So please help me find someone that you would vote for. And if you're the only person that you know who you would vote for, then it needs to be you. But help us find somebody that you would vote for those local offices. Now, the question is, what is at stake? There's a lot at stake. Let's just talk about some of the new things, because just because there was an election last week does not mean that politics is over. Things are still happening. So what do I want to talk about? Okay, how about this? A new study came out yesterday that shows that Oklahoma ranks number 49 in education and number 47 in per student spending. That's where we are right now. Our current governor, our new superintendent of public instruction haven't even got to wreak the havoc that they have planned and promised us. They've promised us that they are going to seek to expand on this voucher scheme. We all know, those of us who looked into it at all, that what happens with vouchers is it reduces per student spending in public non-charter schools. And what communities have the least amount of private charter schools? That would be our rural communities. So the per student spending is going to happen. Is going to be reduced all over the state, but it's going to have a more harsh effect in our rural communities. The Oklahoman did a report yesterday where they pointed out the three things that the Republicans have said are going to be their focus in this next legislative session that starts in February: tax cuts, vouchers, and election reform. That's what they're going to be focused on. And that's what we have to pay attention to. Tax cuts? Are you kidding me? Oklahoma, we just don't pay exorbitant taxes here. We don't. Why is that the number one thing that they're focused on? And then we have vouchers. I just told you why I think vouchers are a problem. And I say this as a non-parent. Oklahoma already has school choice. Parents already have a choice to send their kids to the school that is in their district, their home school, or send their kids to another school. They already have that choice. Parents already have a choice of whether they're going to send their kid to a magnet school, a private school, or a charter school. That choice exists today. Without a change to what we do, that choice exists today. What happens with vouchers is that private schools and charter schools, who now parents have to pay for that on their own, they're going to take money out of public school, the funding formula, which means in public schools, kids who are still at the public schools, they're going to have reduced amount of spending per student. And we're already number 47. I don't see it getting any better when you reduce it. Just the basic math of it all. And then election reform. As sad as it makes me, Republicans swept all of our statewide offices and all of our federal offices, all the Congress, all of you Senate, all of the U.S. Senate in our state. They swept it. What's with this election reform? What is it that they want to change? Or do they just want to continue to sow information that we can't trust our election process? We have a pretty good election process. Even in the places where things didn't go the way that they were supposed to go, we knew pretty early on that things weren't going the way they're supposed to do, and we're able to get it fixed. We're able to address it. It didn't just happen and we found out later, because we have a really good process. And I say that as someone who did not get the outcomes that I hoped for last Tuesday. We have a pretty good election process. And so you would think that they could be gracious winners, take their win and move on and focus on issues that are real issues facing Oklahomans every day. Not so. They want to make sure that we stay scared. They want to make sure that we don't believe in our election process. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. That's why we have to stay vigilant. That's why we have to stay together. That's why we have to continue to organize. So if what you did in this last session is watch me and tell your friends, that's great. But I'm going to ask you to step it up. Watch me, tell your friends, come to a meeting. Watch me, tell your friends, come to a meeting, donate to a candidate, become a candidate, support a candidate. Those are the kinds of things that we need to be focused on right now. So I'm going to keep it short because it's the weekend. Get involved in your local Democratic Party. We're in the process now of getting together to elect new leadership from the precinct level all the way to the state level. Now is the time to get involved so that you can have a say in those elections. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back here Monday at 4:15.